Ooh, we have so much great stuff to get to this morning, y'all. Thanks for joining us. Welcome into Undisputed. I'm Jen Hale here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Jen. How are you today? What?
We have internet breaking news. When Tom Brady retires, he officially will become a member of the Fox family as an analyst. It is a done deal. Here we go. Congratulations to Tom, and especially congratulations to us.
Yeah, congratulations to Shanks. He stopped by the room.
Yes, he did.
Did that mean I got to be nice now?
Yes. No more Brady hate. You can hate on him as long as he plays, and we have no idea how much longer he will play.
Right.
Another year, maybe 2 years. But you know what would be a great way to exit? How about if Tom Brady goes and wins the Super Bowl in Phoenix on February 12th on Fox, and then says, you know what? I'm now officially a member of Fox.
That would be unbelievable.
Yes, it would.
That would be great.
Here we
Congratulations, Tom. Congratulations,
I second
Fox.
that idea. Yes, indeed. Welcome to the family, at least soon, TB12. We can't wait.
Yes.
All right, guys, let's get into a little NBA playoff action because, man, there were some awesome games last night that turned out to be really important. Warriors taking a 3-1 series lead against the Grizzlies. That's following a 101-98 win at Chase Center last night. Steph Curry scoring 18 of his game-high 32 in the fourth quarter. Ja Morant watching from the bench. The All-Star missed the game with that sore right knee. Shannon, on a scale of 1 to 10, how impressive do you think the Warriors were?
Well, I gave them a 9, Skip, because it was a great fourth quarter comeback. And we know, look, I understand that they're playing without Ja, but this is one of the better teams playing without their superstar player. Not very many teams can post the record that they posted without their superstar player. They were 20-5, and I think you mentioned one time they were at one point 20-2, 20-3, and then when they started sitting the rest of their guys, they ended up being 20-5. But 20-5 is an outstanding record. And Skip, they had them dead to right. For whatever reason, through three quarters, Steph really couldn't buy a bucket. Clay was struggling. They were just struggling. And it seems like the Grizz were just a little quicker to all the 50-50 balls. They just had it going. And I was like, you know, Steve, we were talking like, well, what happens if the Grizz win? I said the Grizz is not going to win. But it damn sure looked like they were going to win, Skip. And then all of a sudden, the guy that you said, you know what, he owes the Golden State Warriors the fourth quarter. He owes them something. And he showed you why he was Steph in that fourth quarter. 18 points. He was, 8 or 9 from the foul line. He was sensational in the fourth quarter. And they needed everything he had in the fourth quarter. They needed it all. They needed to get stops because Grizz, they had it going. They had it going. Tyus Jones, your guy, came in, and it seemed like every big shot that he needed to make, he was driving the ball, he was shooting the three. But I'm still trying to figure out, Skip, how does the Warriors, that small-ass team, keep out-rebounding the Grizz? The Grizz were the #1 rebounding team in all of that.
Steven Adams returned with 15 rebounds.
With 15 rebounds.
And he led them with 10 a game.
Yes, and they still got out-rebounded by 6. Give them credit. And the reason I probably should have went to a 10 now that I think about it. Steve Kerr, a couple hours before the game, COVID diagnosis. Mike Brown fills in, and he was still with joking like, hell, I thought we had Sacramento head coach for a second there. But give Mike Brown credit. He's done this before, Skip. I think he had to, when Steve Kerr had the back injury, the back surgery, and he filled in early in the season, and they didn't miss a beat. So give Mike Brown credit, but I'm going to give the Golden State Warriors, I gave them a 9 because they showed that, as Steph and Draymond say, that championship DNA that's embedded in those guys, they showed that last night. So I gave them a 9. I thought they would go 6, but I'm not so sure, Skip. But you know what? I'm gonna stick with 6. I had the Warriors in 6. I believe Memphis gets the home win. They go back, get closed out in Golden State. So I'm going to stick with my original prognosis, Golden State in 6. But I was very impressed with what I saw last night because Memphis had this game in control. They should be going back 2-2.
And I was thoroughly unimpressed with the home team last night. The home team won on Saturday night by 30 points.
Yes.
This should have been by 35 points. And it was by the skin of their teeth. I have no idea what that cliche means because I don't think there is any skin on your teeth. But whatever it means, we know what it actually means.
Yes.
It was by the skin of their teeth.
Yes.
That they barely prevailed. And they were horrible. from three, and so was Memphis. But Memphis was actually a little less horrible than Golden State was, if that's possible. So Steph Curry, help me out because Shanks knocked on my door too and completely discombobulated when he told me about Brady, and I brought the wrong note, so I don't have my box score with me. Help me out. So what did Steph Curry, well, you can read it. You just read it to me. What did Steph wind up? Was he 4 of 14 from three?
Yeah, he was 4 of 14 from three, 10 of 25 overall.
10 of 25. Okay, think about this. And wasn't Clay 0 of 7 from three?
Clay was 0 of 7,
okay,
yes.
So they combined to go 4 of 21 from three,
yes.
right?
And throwing Andrew Wiggins 1 of 5.
Okay, the Splash Brothers combined were 4 of 21. Okay, it's just like no, no, and no, no, no.
Right.
And I got pretty offended at the end of the game. Steph, if we could see, he's down there showboating at the end of the court, like, we got this. He took a victory lap.
Yeah,
down
he's getting hyped. Get him hyped. Get him hyped, Steph.
Yeah, do we have that, Steph? And I'm like, just stop it. Because what did you end up doing? You ended up beating a team without Ja Morant, their best player, and effectively without their second best player because, listen, Desmond Bane is locked up and locked down by his back. I can't even recognize him. He can't move anymore.
Yeah.
Do you realize he was the MVP of round number 1 against Minnesota? In 6 games, he averaged 24 points a game. In, what are we up to, 4 games in this series, he's averaging 10 points a game. Help me out. What did he have last night?
Well, he's moving like his back hurts. So he had 8 points last night.
8 points last night. So the point is that you don't have your best player and you have a semblance, a shell of your second best player, which brings me to your third best player, one Dillon Brooks, who, speaking of discombobulated, remember, he got suspended effectively for 2 full games, which was most of game 2 and then all of game 3.
Yes.
He returned last night. Clay congratulated the fans after the game for booing him upon every possession. Every time the ball touched his hands, they're just booing the hell out of him, trying to boo him off the floor. And it worked because look what he shot. At one point, he was 3 of 17. He made 2 late ones that didn't really matter to the final outcome. But at one point, he's 3 of 17, and he is shooting his own team right in the foot because they were living and dying with him on defense because he always does a pretty good job on Steph.
Well, Skip, I mean, he had him at 10 or 25. I mean,
you can't argue with that. But what you can argue with, what you got on defense, you gave back on offense because he's a nightmare on offense. And he's turning the ball over and he's taking bad shots. He's taking silly shots. He's taking what are you doing shots.
Well, that's what you have to do, Skip. Anytime you're facing a scorer, you got to make him work on the defensive end. So either Dillon Brooks, Baines, or Tyus Jones, they've got to make Steph work. Well, if you just let him sit back there in the campers, he's going to light you up on the other end.
So it was easy for Steph to front run in the end and then showboat at the very end because there's no tit for a tat. There's no, can you top this? There's no, we'll go down and make one and we'll put the pressure right back on Steph at home to rise up and play bigger than his 6 feet 3 inches because they could not cash down the stretch, and it degenerated into, without Desmond Bane and obviously without Ja, well, all of a sudden, and obviously no Dillon Brooks, but it falls on the shoulders of one Jaren Jackson Jr., Triple J.
Yeah.
Guess how old he is? He's still 22 years of age. He became the quote-unquote closer down the stretch. If we could see the last 3 shots he was forced to take, because on offense, they're just looking at each other like, are you going to do it or am I going to do it? Here's the first one. It's a little, he goes in the lane and lipped it out. That wasn't a bad shot. This one is pretty bad, and I think Draymond got a touch of that. He got a piece of that. That was another one. And then here's another one at the very end, and it's heavily contested by Clay. But the point was, those are their 3 shots. And the first one was to go up 1. The second one was a 3 to tie that Draymond got a little piece of. And the last 3 was to cut it to 2 with 7 seconds left where you have a semblance of a chance anyway. Okay, so those are 3 Triple J shots when if Ja's on the floor, obviously, I think we know where the ball's going. And how
You
it's
put the
going.
ball in Ja's hands, say, son, go make a play.
Okay, go get a bucket. Go get a bucket. He says the play called in the sideline huddle is Ja, go get a bucket.
Right.
Okay. Well, that's what would have happened. You had three opportunities. To do that.
But Skip, as you mentioned, as Ja's out, Skip, they don't really have anybody that can put the ball on the floor and just go get you a bucket. Yeah, Baines can shoot the ball. Yeah, Dylan Brooks can get hot and shoot the ball. Jaren Jackson is a good young player, Skip. He has to learn how to play out without getting in so much foul trouble. But they don't really have anybody that can break you down and go get a bucket, a la Ja, a la Luka Doncic, a la Jason Tatum, a la Devin Brooks. All these other teams, Skip, Giannis can go get a bucket. Or, Jimmy Butler can go get a bucket. Or we can give the ball to Harden, or we can get the ball to Joel Embiid. They don't really have anybody outside of Ja that can say, okay, here, clear out. Go 1-4, hey, do what you do. Other than Ja. Now you remove Ja, they have to play team basketball, Skip. And you look at the numbers they shot. You mentioned Dylan Brooks, 5 of 19. Jaren Jackson Jr., 7 of 21. Tyus Jones, 8 of 18. This is the game they should have won, Skip.